says. If you have a guest suggestion, you should send it to pawsprotv@aol.com.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you, those that showed up today. And I want to welcome to the stage Alan Duffy Samuels, ex-professional basketball player, and welcome aboard.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you, I guess I'm looking at you played center.
yeah, center, actually, yeah.
Now, you, what, point guard?
Point guard.
Yeah, bringing it down. How many, because you played over in Europe.
Yes.
Yeah, how many years you over there?
I was over there 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years, yeah.
Not as good as money as that NBA, is it?
Oh, no.
It's still ball, though.
It's still, you get an opportunity to play basketball and, do something that you get paid, something you like to do.
Yeah, and let's, if we can, because you came back, I guess, is Wilmington home, or?
Yes, Wilmington's home.
Yeah, so you came back home and said, hey, I've been given, you've been gifted myself, it's time to give back to the community a little bit.
Right, the way my mom raised me is to never forget where you come from. And so around the time that I was towards the end of my 4th year, actually it was four years, but over in Europe, I had a bad deal, so I started to lean more towards coming back home and giving back, because I started reading the newspaper that my mom was sending over to overseas, and it was just saying a lot of young folks were starting to die and getting locked up for certain things, so I felt like it was time for me to get back to my community. So when I got back to Delaware, I hooked up with Councilwoman Stephanie Bolden, and we provided a community day. And ever since then, we've been
You've been flat busy. I mean, because
yes.
I've seen some of the, and Daps will roll some of that as we're talking here too. But you founded it in 1998. And,
1998, while I was playing basketball, I decided to be a mentor, but we was not incorporated. It was a non-profit organization. It was just something that we decided to do, myself and my partner Terry Bolden, and just give, with the money that I was making and the money that he was making, just give out school supplies to kids in the neighborhood.
Yeah, well, and definitely a need down there. I mean, the main thing, and what I like the most, I'm sitting here and I was reading this, and I said, and Brittany does a pretty good job on taking notes and stuff, but something really caught my attention. I always say, if you got kids out there, if you participate in their life or get them involved in different activities that somebody else is participating in their life while you're, because I understand, mom got to work, dad's got to work, everybody's got to work today, but you're pretty smart in saying, hey, get involved with sports, and that gives them something to do.
Yeah, right. Because you got to have nowadays kids, their role models are the guys out on the corner, and so you got to have some type of carrot to dangle them to get into your program. So sporting, the basketball program is more of a carrot for them to get involved. And once they get involved with the basketball, we help them out with the educational component.
Yeah, because that's a big part of when you talk about Duffy's Hope, right, is mentor and helping them with that education. Because as well as I did, basketball was good to you.
Right.
But basketball also helped you get that.
The degree.
Yeah.
So in that era, like I tell the kids now, be a student athlete, not an athlete student. So if you be a student athlete, things will work out for you. So, now the air went out of the ball for me. I have a degree to fall back on.
Right.
And no one can take that away from me.
Yeah, and it wasn't easy. I mean,
it wasn't easy, no. It was a long road. I mean, I was a kid that came from the city of Wilmington, from the housing projects in Wilmington, and also a lot of people counted me out, saying I was not going to make it. I would never graduate high school. Then I did that. So they said, well, he won't graduate college. He won't even stay a year. I did that. Yeah. They said, well, he won't be able to play basketball. He's too small. So I did that. So it was always a challenge that I faced that I like challenges. So that's one of the things that really inspired me to keep going. And then now working with young people, that inspired me to keep doing what I do, because someone paved the way for me, so I need to pave the way for other folks in the community so they can, follow my footsteps or follow someone else's that's positive, because, tomorrow's never promised to anybody.
Yeah, and especially today. I mean, I'm kind of thankful that, when I was growing up, it wasn't quite as bad. We always had your bad, boys out there on the streets and stuff. And but today it's really dangerous. You smucker when I say that, you know.
Well, you were one of the bad boys.
Well, that's beside the point. But that's,
you should say you had some nice boys.
Yeah, because I grew up in that, you know, that environment as well. And it's something, if you don't get out of that environment and get something else going, then you're just going to get trapped deeper into that environment.
I mean, and that's one of the things that Duffy Hope provides for young people, is basically we give them an opportunity to get out, to think outside the box, and also to get out of their environment, to see something different. Because if they stuck in their environment, then they are a product of their environment. So we can get them out of their environment and help them, you know, become professional doctors.
You know, and today, you know, going to that side of it, I mean, how do you take and get a kid interested in your way when you got this kid on his corner that's showing him a lot of money? That's, you know, this, you know, so it's a tough decision for young, you know.
It's a very tough decision. You know, Mr. Duffy, you want me to go work at McDonald's, and I only make $300-400 a week. Now, if I stand on the corner, I can make $1,000 a week.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but then you got to tell them, you know, look at the longevity of it. You know, if you do drug dealing, what's going to happen? Either you're going to get killed or you're going to go to jail. If you work at McDonald's, at least you can move from the cashier, I mean, from the busboy to the cashier to the manager.
Yeah.
And possibly own your own.
Well, in fact, you mentioned McDonald's. I have you know, McDonald's has trained more presidents in the United, or I shouldn't say presidents, but presidents of companies, major companies, came through McDonald's. So it's a good training program and everything else, but it's a job. It's a starting place. We all have to start someplace. Right. And I always said, you know, either get into education or go into the military, one of those two. But you had a fascinating career. You mentioned short because you're not that tall, you know, but Europe furnished you an opportunity to stay involved for a little bit and make a little bit of money, because they do pay, you know, a little bit. They ain't the NBA, but you have the
NBA, but it pays the bills.
Yeah, it pays the bills and helps set up for coming out as well, getting back over here. I'm just happy to see you come back to the community and getting involved with the community, because we need more guys like you that were here. So some go here and they go off over here, and all of a sudden, well, you know, I don't have to go back, and to come back in and give back to the community, I think it's just a great thing. Now, if people want to get involved with what you're doing, how do they go about doing that?
Actually, they can contact us by going on our website, www.duffyshopeinc.org, or call us at 302-652-3532, because we are looking for some mentors.
Yeah, not only that, but you do a lot of different things. I was looking at some of that video, like I said here earlier, that you had, and you know, a lot of upcoming events, and you know, what all coming up?
Well, actually, we just did our one of our fundraisers, the Celebrity Softball Game, 7th annual Celebrity Softball Game at Farley Stadium, where we had over 3,000 people come out, and our headliner was Raven Simone from That's So Raven. Right. So that was an opportunity for us to raise money and also give FaceTime for kids to see celebrities they watch on TV every day. But we do have another upcoming event during Christmas. December 5th is our Celebrity Basketball Game. Right. So for more information on that, they can contact our office or check our website out.
Well, and the nice thing about it is, being where your background is, you got to meet different folks over this, so you pick up the phone and get some of these people. So you never know who's going to show up at one of your events.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So you definitely, if you're out there, you definitely want to get involved with it. But the main thing is, you're looking for good mentors now.
Good mentors to help out young men and young ladies.
If you're out there and everything. You've done a fantastic job. Anything that we can do to help you, we don't want Kevin mentoring anybody. He can't. No. If you've met his kids, you'd understand why. So, but you know, anything that we can do to help you, because I think you're doing a fantastic job, and I really appreciate what you're coming back and doing in the community, and I'd love to have you come back and talk about it. Maybe we'll go out to some of these events, and
I think that'd be great.
Cover it on around town, everything. Mr. Duffy Samuels, I really appreciate it. Alan Duffy Samuels, put your hands together for him. We'll be right back right after this.